get started with the first session. So the first session has 3 talks, and this session will be chaired by Mr. Shri, who took a great idea at the AIed. So let me invite Mr. Shri to take over the session.
So very good morning to you all. Apologize for the little audio echo, but let's see. Take it as it comes. I hope keep the volume as low as possible to avoid the echo distortion. I think it's okay. It's much better now. Okay, great. Thank you. So without much fanfare, let's begin this first thing. And I find he's a well-known most of us from all of us other many projects, particularly you see lots of interface with academia and please.
Life is dependent on our food, and agriculture is critical for us, irrespective of what profession we are in. And basically, I'm basically an aviation engineer. So my talk will be AI, aviation, and agriculture. How they are interrelated. That's what I want to do. I think they are trying to connect here. A few years back, I was trying to see how we can bring drones for the benefit of improving agriculture. A few years back, and my alma mater in Institute of Science, they said, why don't you have a startup here with us? So we had a startup, and after doing the 1 year of various alternates where drones can be used, we thought the biggest need is for precision agriculture, and the drones are ideal for precision agriculture. So that startup is continuing, and of course they have shifted from Institute of Science to ITI campus. And a few things what that way I would like to present to you. The market is wide open. Wide open. And I think I am still waiting for this to be presented here, otherwise it can become an oral thing.
Sorry, sir, we are something
You have a problem?
I think it was NCA engineer to start.
I get to see because when I am releasing where you don't have a problem. So we start with problem and then we see.
I thought I just put one of the mic and keep you entertained for a few minutes. So, for those of you students, especially, you might, it's almost come up, but you might wonder what this NACI is about here. Right? So, NACI is National Academy of Science of India. It's one of the 3 major or 4 major academies which recognizes, which is a group of scientists and engineers recognized by their fellow engineers as being, the best in the field. The specialty of this NACI is the fact that they organize programs which are close to science and society. So science and society, and this is one such example today. We're very thankful to the Alumni Center here to organize this. And how science, engineering, technology contributes to society is one of the focus areas of this event. So you are here, you are specially invited here because of this mandate of the National Academy of Sciences. So that's a few words about this. We also have the annual symposium which is coming up of NACI, which is coming up in December, early part of December in Bangalore, sorry, in EIC Mumbai. And I think registration is open from some of you may be interested in coming. Young budding scientists who wish to present can come and present also. I think the abstract dates are still open. So I would encourage the teachers amongst you to perhaps, if you have interesting science projects that you would like to exhibit as posters, you are welcome to do so at this event. So this is another of the events that we organize. So the idea of this academy is to popularize science. That's one of the important activities of this academy. And another aspect is to, in terms of taking it to society, is looking geographically at distribution. So we organize symposiums, for example, in the Northeast, in some of the Seven Sister States and so on. We organize such seminars also in some of the rural areas. During COVID times also we organized many such online, partially online, in so-called hybrid, where a few experts will go and look at in villages what help they could get. So that's part of the mandate of this academy. And today we are delighted to have all of you here to participate in this. And if you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer, especially the students who are at the back. In general, in terms of science career, feel free. We have lots of experts here, and I'll call upon some of them also to answer. If not now, then later. So feel free to come up with questions and comments. How will I? Okay. All right. So I guess my time is up. So let me hand it back to Kota.
Must look at what is happening to agriculture in India itself. The Indian agriculture, I have said 17 before that. Today, 15% of GDP of India is through agriculture. Though there is a plan to see how we increase it to 25%. 17 became 15. So that is the situation. 15% of India's manpower is used in agriculture. 22% electricity consumption, and the feed it takes 29%. 80% of fresh water is used for agriculture. This is the scenario. It is an extremely critical thing. Can we go to the next slide? I just want you to see the Indian agriculture productivity and water efficiency. Because important we know this. I am not comparing the Israel and all, comparing with China. Close to us. You will see that I have given both things, soya bean, sugar, maize, rice. Our productivity wise, okay, quite low in case of maize and rice, and water consumption wise, extremely. We are consuming a hell of a lot of huge amount of water we are consuming, and our productivity is low. So we are in a situation where if we don't correct it, we will be serious stuff. There won't be enough water and enough productivity. And we are the biggest country in the world. So we need to see how do we improve. And what is the existing farm practice? We have been traditionally an agricultural economy for a very long time. And it has not changed much. Though a lot of talk is going on, but I don't think much has changed. The ecosystem, see, we talk of agriculture institutes, this, that and all. Let me very frankly and let me tell you, the kind of inputs which the farmer gets is very little and out of it. When he needs the input, we don't give him. In fact, he still follows the old system. Okay? And all the so-called technology we are talking is not really helping unless we do intervene that. And another big problem we have today, in a tropical country like India, predicting weather is tough. More so, our farm land, our farmers have about average 1 hectare, about 2.5 hectares, and over that small area, predicting is tough. In fact, when I talk to my meteorology friends there, they say it is impossible. It's not tough, it is important. The way we are doing. So there is a real problem. So what are the, let's look at it. That's the one. Can we go to next? Now, third problem is, this gives about 10 years older, years back to now. There are areas where 80 to 90% of the groundwater has been consumed. There is hardly any water left. There is no water. So we are in a tricky situation. Okay? If things go as is, you are left with nothing. So that is the seriousness in which we are now living. So what are the issues? Scarcity of water, low crop yield, inadequate crop quality. Quite a bit of our crops we are not able to export because of the pesticides are a problem. And we do excess of water, fertilizer, everything. And there are rapid changes in weather and environment. Not so what was there 10 years back to today. Okay? And farmer still in there. I don't know how many of you are familiar with farmers. He is totally independent. We think we are that he doesn't have to pay income tax and all, and he is income. So that is the situation where we are. And what is the answer we need to do? So we go next time. I think the technology concerning what I am talking is precision agriculture. What we need to do? The precision agriculture is the technology that improves the farm productivity, the land, prepare the land for farming, ensures equality, fertile vegetation across the field, monitors plantation during the season growth, detects early onset of pests and diseases. It ensures application of farm with the right amount, and right time, right location to harvest and post-harvest process. This is the important. This is where the precision agriculture is no longer a luxury. It is a must. We got to have this particular thing. What is the technologies we use? Remote sensing, geographical information system, global positioning system, and image processing. That is where AI comes in. Image processing is what is very, very good. Next. What is the importance of precision agriculture? I have put near real time. We get our inputs and predict analytics in between hyper-local weather prediction. The weather prediction, what we normally get from our AIed and all, is not anything. You have to have a hyper-local weather prediction. Because today with the changes that are occurring in the environment, there is no way, there is no model, more so for a tropical country like India, models don't work. You need hyper-local weather prediction. And fortunately, Karnataka has done a lot of work in hyper-local weather prediction. They have done a lot of work, and I thought that is important for us to do that. Now, the moisture content, temperature, soil, surrounding, everything. The drones are the ideal. Drones are the ideal. That is where, but I am very happy the government of India is looking at drones and comparing to the farmer. And 80% of drones today used in India is for agriculture. It happened in the last 2 years. That is very important. Next. So, the IT infrastructure is in a good shape now. The cost has come down. We have reached a stage where it becomes cost effective. It is no longer a technology for somebody in USA. It is a technology useful for a farmer in India. That is the benefit. Next. So, what are the tools? 3 things: precision agriculture, technology for rural sensing, hyper-local weather prediction, I mentioned, and third is the artificial intelligence for data analysis and interpretation. These are the 3 basic. Next. In satellites, we have been using for a long time. The problem of satellite is the data by the time it comes to the ground takes time, then they interpret it, they analyze it, then they send it to the local people, the local agricultural university also. From there it has to go to the farmer. It takes about minimum 2 weeks time. Some of you are familiar with agriculture will know from onset of a pest, in 2 weeks the whole crop will last. You don't have months, you only have days. So it's not helping much. It may be helpful to the government to say how much crop is there, what is their yield, in a general gross thing. It doesn't help the poor farmer. It has zero value for them. So there are countries, USA, Europe, and other India, but aircraft is too expensive. You can't use it. So the actually Europe-based demonstration, unmanned aircraft, drones, the cost has come down, and that is the solution today for the Indian farmers. Right? So I sometimes feel it is a drones and agriculture. It is a match made in heaven. I think these two things together can bring what the precision agriculture, can improve the productivity, and certainly bring the country to a level which we have not seen for decades. This is very, very critical. And all the technology I am talking about are implemented, and needs to be spread. That's what. Next. There are types of drones are there. When vertical takeoff and landing, they fly slower and lower. These are the kind of multi-rocket drones. Start from 4, you can 6, 8, 10, all of them. So these are the kind of, maybe these are the right kind of things we need to do. Next. Then you have fixed wing drones. All of us are familiar with fixed wing. We are traveled in that one. But they can't take off and land vertically. In a farm nearby, if you have got a runway, it's not easy. It's not possible. So its application to agriculture becomes limited. I won't say zero, but it becomes limited. Next. Hybrid, these fellows can take off vertically and then okay, possible, complicated, cost. That is the problem. Otherwise, this can happen. Next. This is the what we call the multi-copter, what I was talking. After a lot of study and all that, most of the companies come to the conclusion the multi-copter is ideally suited for agriculture. 4, minimum is 4. But the problem is there is one of the motor and anything fails, you can't continue. There is no redundancy left, aircraft has to die. So 6 seems to be the right kind of thing. And many companies have done. One of the companies in general aeronautics, incubated in University of Science, they are working in this field. Next. One of the things where maximum it usually is spray. Okay, we should say spray, and that has helped in beginning. But today manpower is not available, manpower is risky, health is a problem. So this is one area where it will be used. And you have a variable knowledge, you can precisely determine how much pesticide you have used in which part of the plant. That is the beauty, that variable knowledge technology is what has been developed, which is extremely useful. Right? So, a lot of plants have been conducted with Indian Council of Agricultural Research, and the results are still to be pretty good. The results are very good, it's now in next. So, they have conducted number of this. For a period, I think last about 40,000-50,000 acres of land, or number of organizations, everything has been done. And the results are pretty good. And the cost wise, it is almost the same as deploying human manpower to do the job. The difference is hardly anything. Okay? That's why farmers are ready to do it. Next. So, the advantage here is you use something hopeful, the phytotoxicity will be subject, because otherwise the human beings have the problem of toxicity and uniform doctor distribution, and entire life cycle and everything I can see looks to be that today the technology is suited for small farm. That's all what I can say. Next. Precision agriculture is a big data. I thought all of you should know that. Okay, growth formation various Android, digital maps will grow, soil data, IoT systems, data computing, automated weather station, television railways, and DC driving. Okay, all of this you need together, and together it is a big data problem. This is where AI becomes an issue. Okay, big data. That is what they have precision culture and big data to go to that. Right? I want to mention here about hyper-local weathering. I mentioned that Karnataka many years back, not today, I'm talking about 10 years back, they installed a huge number of what you call micro weather stations and what you call and gauges for weathering program. And this is something unique. I have not seen any other state in the country which has got even 1/5 of this. And that is the knowledge base is available. And the cost of the weather station when they installed first was about 20,000 rupees. Today it may be about 1 lakh or 1.5 lakh, still pretty cheap. And I thought the technology is available. They were one of the industries manufacturing them. Next. So this is you can see the dots I have showed you. Okay, the main gauges and weather station. So you see the whole state is filled with this. This is something very, very nice. And they are tested, they are tried. And now with IoT, you can link it to the computer and the whole data is available for analysis. Okay? And with this hyper-local station, you are in a much better position to predict where will the rain will come, what is the intensity of rain. In a period of 5 acres you can do that. This is something extraordinary that is happening. Next. So I graduated downscaling for 500 production. I don't want to go deep into it, but what it means is in 3 to 5 acres, it can predict. It can tell you when rain will come, what is the intensity, how much rain. This is an extraordinary, what you call, benefit we have today. And it is happening nice. Okay, next. Now, this is one thing. Second is image processing. Image processing is going on for decades. But what is happening is this process was used extremely slow. So that the new machine learning and deep learning, that is where the things have become part with cloud computing coming. Next. So the growth of image advent of AI, even the normal RGB camera, sometimes you have to use the near infrared, cost very small. With that kind of a thing, you are now able to predict very well all the parameters that are required for agriculture. That is a very big one. And there is no cost. You don't need a hyperspectral camera, you don't need a multispectral camera. Because a hyperspectral camera will cost 1 crore. A multispectral camera will cost you something like 20 lakhs. But here, this fellow will cost you 10,000 rupees. That's all. And that is something which is effort. Next. So, one of the things is plant phenomics. I'm not going to go detail into it. What it means, phenomics, the agriculture scientists study, they vary the various diseases and find the impact of that disease on the product. Okay? And it is done 2 ways. One is uncontrolled condition. For example, at 2 science, they will beautiful setup. They do on wheat, they do on maize, they do all the things. They are working. So they generate huge amount of data. But an alternative, you can do field phenomena. This is what you do. You put a ground-based sensor, you are going for getting the you collect all the data. And with the kind of what you call cloud computing available, you are able to do this without worrying much. Next. So, what it means is, with deep learning, you are able to do a series model architecture. You are able to if there is a disease, you are able to find the disease much before human eye can detect it. In fact, about 2 years back, there was a study in Sri Lanka. 10 days before your eye can detect this phenomenon. Okay? 10 days is enough to prevent a disease to come. It is an extraordinary beautiful thing. Next. This is what happened. I want to show the CPCI, okay, replied back and they have that 2021 they done the study and the plantation with the institute is 100 years old institute, coconut research plantation, and they come up with beautiful results and 90% plus their results are. Okay, and It was funded by the Coconut Research Institute, and the results are extremely good. And I think the team will continue to work. I'm no longer team will track, but the results are right and one. This is only one example. And the other thing is, this is important. Professor Sandra Chaudhary, AIed Jodhpur, is now in AIed Jodhpur. They have been able to correlate the RGB with the hyperspectral. That means I have a low wavelength and that direct. This is something very great. If the small ordinary RGB camera, you are able to. So they use this, what you RGB hyperspectral, use the deep learning and the delivery of a simple compact graphical system. This is important. Okay? And that is what has been already done. And I'm happy to see AIed Jodhpur already has identified a place and they are the people. Sandra Chaudhary and his team have been doing this one. Next. So, now the very simple mathematical equation. How to relate RGB to hyperspectral. Because you have a few windows to large number. And that is what is happening. And this is something which has been tried out, and that is what is giving the confidence to us that at a very low cost way we are able to do. Next. So, in 2 weeks here, people who are familiar with AI, they will be able to see this one. Both 2D and 3D both. Next. This is 3D spectral reconstruction. 2D you can do, 3D you can do. And the results are, I just wanted to show one scene. Because many years back, I was part of a NGO about 100 kilometers away from Hyderabad. The big problem the farmer was telling me was the quality of seeds. They say by the time they get to know that the seed is bad, already damaged has been done. And here, the same technology, again, Santanu and Utipata, they are able to see old seed, new seed, good seed, bad seed. They are able to, which is very important for the farmer. Next. That's what we have done. We were part of it. We were the director of Central and Aeronautical Engineering Research Institute. And you can see clearly they were able to distinguish. And this is very important for a farmer. Because he pays money and he doesn't know when the seeds are put up. So this is a very important input to the farm. Next. Weed mapping. This is very important. Weeds are a problem. And it can map and tell you exactly in which part of your land there are weeds. Okay? Now, I think it was all time. The team has been working in this area. Now, they are also doing a mango yield estimation for what you call the crops and all. And very accurately they were able to do something like 97-98% accuracy. They are able to do. Next. So, mango very well done. Next. They use the mango using the deep learning technology, convolution, growth, and networks. Next. What they have done for the mango could be done for the other what you call crops also. It is just an example I give you. They have done for other. Next. This is the fruit detection for the yield estimation because the farmer need to know how much he yield, when he should take the crop, when he need to do. That is important for him to see how much money he can get. Next. So, there is one slide I want to put here. For a change, the government of India's policies are pro-farm, extremely pro-farm. I remember in 2020, there was a rule which is impossible to operate drones. Today, they made it possible and promoting Kisan drone, crop assessment, digital records, paying of exchange and nutrients, and promotes drones in agriculture. And the ministry gives a 10 lakh for purchase of drones, and a lot of things have been done. This is the last one. Okay? So, you can see that the money that will be available, a small cooperative can buy a drone, can train pilots, can operate. I think we have reached a stage where the needs of the farmer are matched by what you call the precision agriculture technology using drones. Not the technology which you use in but the drone technology is what it is. Next. So thank you very much. Okay, I hope I have been able to convey to you some idea how technology is maybe one-to-one we'll discuss.
Okay, no, I think we are having a problem hearing the speakers in general. So suggestion is to turn off the fans, but I don't know if that's going to make it very uncomfortable. But we could try. Maybe we turn off the fans for some time. Otherwise, please, if it becomes uncomfortable, we'll move on. So let's just move ahead then, and we'll take this time. But before we do that, sir, it is let me request Professor Ashok Mishra to please hand over. Okay, thank you. So let's move on then. Our next speaker is Professor Shri. Now I see before these.